that Pearson and my lab's math was totally screwed up and the earth was falling apart, and for you to run around in circles and call your instructor 15,000 times. Okay, that's what it said. It didn't say that. It said that we are having problems and we will get it together as soon as possible. Okay? When you see a message like that, you think to yourself, well, what should I do? Should I go crazy and call Hubert 15 times and send him 5 emails? Or should I remember what Hubert said in the first week of class, that he does not try to kick a student when they're down and that he tries to help students?
He tries to help students. What do you think you
should do? Huh?
That he tries to help students.
Exactly. Now, I sent out a message after about the 5,000th email. I sent out a message that I would, I'm not going to extend the homework because the homework should have been done, like I said a while ago, the homework should have been up to date up to the review that we went over. I think we went over the test review like twice. Okay. It should have been done then. The 5.5 should have been the only homework you should have. So I didn't extend the homework, but I did extend the test another 24 hours. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the lone wolf syndrome. Okay, and I'm doing this in every class. Okay, it's called the lone wolf syndrome. I bought me some new pens. I bought these. Lone wolf syndrome. Okay. Anybody know what lone wolf syndrome is?
Feel like you're the only person failing?
No. But you do this yourself. You actually pull away from the class and the teacher, and you do your own little what?
Own thing.
Do your own little thing. You don't attend the class. You don't watch the videos. You take your syllabus and you take your book and you read and you do the problems and you don't do anything with the class. And then when something happens, what do you do when you haven't been part of the class? What do you do?
The whole damn world's on fire.
Exactly. You start acting like everybody is, against you and the world's falling apart and I've got to send Hubert 15 emails. If you were part of the class and you were doing what the class was doing, you wouldn't be worried about the test extending. Okay? So what I'm a little bit tired of, I'm not tired of y'all, I'm a little bit tired of this crap. All right. If you want to do a lone wolf scenario, you go and take an online class. Get one of these teachers that don't give a rat's rear end about you, and you take that class and you can do your own thing. If you're going to do the lone wolf syndrome, don't do it to me, and don't act like you're in an emergency when you haven't attended the class since the first week of class. And you act like you don't know what's going on. Everybody with me? Now, since we have perfect attendance in this class, I am not talking to this class because this class, mostly everybody shows up, and Miss Ritchie's been kind of under the weather, so she don't count because she's been sick. Miss Ritchie, you still here? Okay, she's sick. I think she's still sick. Anyway, the whole point is everybody's been coming to this class, so I'm not talking to you. But I am doing it to every single class, so that way I cover everybody, okay? And some of you may know this type of student. You ever worked in a group before? You ever worked in a group?
Yeah.
And one person never shows up?
Mm-hmm.
And what do they act like the day before it's turned in? What do they act like?
They panic.
They what, Mr. Lance?
They panic.
They panic and they think what? Everything's falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm done bitching. All right, here is the file I just sent y'all.
I'm bitching.
There we go. Here is the file I just sent everyone. And this is 6.1 properties. All right. So I want everybody, if you've got a printer, go ahead and print this out, or you can pull it out in front of you right now. Okay. This, and I didn't put the top on it. This is mine. So yours don't have what I'm fixing to put on top. If I can put it. Hold on a second. I'm going to try to, yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to put 6.1 properties and formulas. Properties and formulas. Now, y'all want the good news or the bad news?
Good news.
Good news, right?
The good news is
You can do it on a calculator.
This unit that I'm fixing to teach y'all today is the shortest and the easiest unit. Everybody got that?
Jesus.
Okay. It's the easiest unit out of all three units. A lot of people say, well, I thought the first one was, yeah, but the first one was tedious and long. Okay. What about the second one? The second one probably next to the fourth unit is the most complicated. The second one probably is the most complicated. This one is the shortest and the easiest. Okay. Please don't make it difficult because it's not. All right. So I want you to print this out. I want you to erase. I'm going to take a handy dandy highlighter and I'm going to take, and I want you to do this with your highlighter when you print it out. Let me find my, hold on a second. I'm pulling up my whiteboard. And I'm going to highlight. Okay, I'm going to make this white. And make it thick.
Oh. Ugh.
Okay, now I want everybody to erase.
Dying from
And it's not doing it.
pollen coma.
There we go. I want you to erase this formula right here. Everybody see what I'm erasing? Okay, so I want you to, write this formula. Oops, I'm sorry. I messed up. Dang it. Okay, I want you to erase the top formula right here. And the variance is going to be the square root, or not the variance, but the standard deviation is equal to the square root of the summation of x squared times p of x, bracket, minus the mean squared. And I'm going to rewrite all these when I present it. But the reason I wanted everybody to look at these, this first page is so you will see that in 6.1, this is it. This is it. This is all the formulas in 6.1. And there's only two. The mean and the standard deviation. So I don't want y'all messing it up. All right. And I said that to my 120 this morning. I say it to every 120 because in all my 120s, this is the shortest and the easiest section. You only got like 4 sections. All right. So we all gonna do good and we're not gonna mess it up. All right. Now, what is the difference between chapter 6 and whatever we've been doing before? Well, chapter 6 is kind of like chapter 2. In chapter 2, you were given a frequency distribution. And the frequency distribution looked like this. You had your classes on the left and you had your head count on the right. So 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 25, 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 2. Everybody remember that from chapter 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to apply probability to the mix that you learned in chapter 5. And we're going to have in chapter 6 what's called a binomial distribution. Distribution. And a binomial distribution doesn't have classes, it has events. Number of events and probability of that event happening. So I like to say 0 girls, 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls. Okay? Now, I didn't write girls there. I'm letting y'all put girls there. The event, a couple is having 3 kids. And what is the probability that they have 0 girls, 1 girl, 2 girls, or 3 girls? This is the event number of events. This is a 0 event, 0 girls. This is 1 event, 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls. All right, now you remember our sample space, boy, 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 girl, girl, girl. Everybody remember that? And the 6 that are in the middle. Everybody remember that? You should have an index card with those on it for the 2 people that actually did it. All right? Good. Now, 0 girls means all what? Boys.
Boys.
1 girl means boy, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, boy. It means 3 of them. 2 girls means boy, girl, 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 boy, girl, boy, girl. 3 of those. And then 3 girls is what? Girl, girl, girl. All right, so that's the events. You could say this. You could say 0 games, like in a World Series. What's the probability of 0 games? Well, they're going to play at least 1 game, so 0 games would be 0 probability. 1 game would be 0.05, or 2 games would be 0.08, or 3 games would be 0.1, 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, 7 games. Now, the World Series only plays 7 games, so the events would only go up to 7. Okay? So these are the events, and this is the probability of the event. You could have 0.1, 0.2, 0.4, and 0.3. Now, your first thing in 6.1. Your first thing, turn to your word processor. And this is the rules for a discrete. This is your 2 tests. I want you to write those down. If you hadn't printed this out yet, go ahead and write those down. Number 1, all of your probabilities added up should equal what?
X.
1.
1. Should equal 1. All your probabilities, that's what the summation means.
0.
All your probabilities added up should equal 1. And you learn this on the chapter 5 test. Each probability should be between what?
0 and 1.
0 and 1. Y'all remember that chart on the test that had the 1/4 and the 1/4 and the 1/4 and the 1/4? You remember that? That's what this test says right here. All of them added together is equal to 1, and each one has to be between 0 and 1. That means no negatives and no numbers above 1. So let's look at 1. Let's go to the handy-dandy probability. Let's pull up 1 here. I'm fixing to show you a question on the test right now. So you need to clear a notebook. You need to clear a notebook, a piece of notebook paper, and write down these 3 slides. Here's the first one. There it is. They're going to give you a a probability distribution like this. And then the question is going to say, is this a probability distribution? This one is not. Why? Somebody take a calculator and add up all your probabilities. Somebody do that. I'll give you a second to write it down and to actually do it.
Is the following
I'm writing it down right now while y'all are writing it down. X, P of X, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 0.16, 0.18, 0.22, 0.10, 0.30, and 0.01. Now y'all know what? Y'all know what the most important thing besides your time is? What's the most important thing to everybody in this room besides our time?
my education.
No, that's a stupid answer. No, I'm kidding. That's third. Actually, the reason you're getting an education is because of this thing that's so important to us.
Our
What is
life.
it? Starts with an M.
Money.
Music.
Time and
Money.
money. Okay, so money is watch what I do right here.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Let's see, that's 10 cent. 10 cent and 30 cent is 40 cent. 40 and 22 cent is 62 cent. 62 cent and 1 cent is 63 cent. 63 is 79. 79 and 18 is 97. So is this a probability distribution? Yes or no?
No.
No,
No. Why not?
don't equal to 1.
It doesn't equal 1. So therefore, it is not a probability distribution. All right. The next example. And these all 3 are going to be test questions. So please don't mess it up. There it is. So let's write this one down. This one should be like a red flag sticking up. But go ahead and write it. No, this is not the right one. Hold on. There it is.
One with the negative.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.16, 0.18, 0.22, 0.10. It's all the same except for the last one. 0.3 and negative 0.01. Well, I'm not even going to add this up because what?
You know it's a negative, so it's not going to be
You can't
equal
have
to
a
1.
negative. So this one is not 1 because probability of one of the events has to be between 0 and 1. It cannot be a negative. It cannot be a negative. And it cannot be a whole number greater than 1. So it can't be 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't have a 2.2. You can't have a 1.8 because that's greater than 1. So this one's not a probability. And of course, the last one is a probability. And that is this one.
You're probably gonna laugh at me, but I can never remember how to read those greater than and less than.
Well, you really, actually, you read it in context.
It messes me all up.
All you got to do is just look at the numbers. What number you have right here? Which way do you read?
To the right, to left.
Oh, you do? What's the lemma?
Left
Read
to
from
right.
right to left. Oh, what part of the Middle East are you from? Left to right. So what number comes first?
0.
Okay. 0 is what? Then 1.
Less than.
That's what you just said. 0 is less than the probability is less than 1. What's the first 2 letters of less?
LE.
What's the first 2 letters of left?
LE.
There you go.
Can
And
you,
the other
can you
side
go
is
back?
greater than.
Can you go back to the slide so I can finish copying it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying to get there. There we go. All right, this is the one I just copied.
All right. Number probability of X equals 5 equals negative 0.01. All right.
Okay, and here's the one that is perfect.
All right. X 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And P of X, probability of X is 0.16.
0.16, 0.18, 0.22, 0.10, 0.30.
And they all equal to 1.
0.04. And all of that is equal to 1.00, which 1.00 gets a check. And all of these have to be between 0 and 1. And all those are between 0 and 1. So this is a probability distribution. So you may have 3 questions on the test, 1, 2, 3, or you may have 1 question on the test that says which one of these is a probability distribution. And you are following this rule right here. Okay?
And you said
So
delete
that
the one at
is
the bottom,
the
right?
2 tests. That is the 2 tests for probability distribution.
So you
All
said
of them added together has to equal 1, and each probability has to be between 0 and 1, which means that the probabilities cannot be negative, and they cannot be greater than 1, because this is 0 to 1. Think of a dollar. If you got the pennies and the change between 0 and $1, then you're good to go. Anything else, it's not a probability distribution. All right, now here is the 2 formulas that you're going to be using. This one is the mean, and this one right here is the standard deviation. I'm going to write them down on a piece of paper so you can see them and which one I use. I don't use that first one for the standard deviation. I just use the second one. So the first one is the mean. And that's going to be equal to the summation of X, which is the event, times the probability of X, which is the probability. That's it. And the standard deviation is the variance, or the variance, and then you take the square root. The variance is equal to x squared, I'm sorry, the summation of x squared times p of x minus the mean squared. And then, of course, the standard deviation is equal to the square root of the variance, which you knew that from chapter 1. There,
Those of us that can
chapter-
even remember.
sorry,
How to
unit
do
3,
anything.
chapter 3, unit 1. We're being positive in here. We are being positive. Imagination.
Yeah, I can't remember what I ate for lunch.
We're
much less
being
anything else.
positive in here. All right. So x times p of x, that's 1. Y'all remember doing the columns in the chapter 3. Remember finding standard deviation? Well, you're going to be doing the same thing here. And then I'll show you how to do it on your calculator. And then all that anxiety that you wasted will settle down because I showed you how to do it on a calculator. All right. So remember, your probability distribution looks like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm making up 1. 0.01, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3, and let's see, that's 0.3, 0.3, 0.81, so 0.11, 0.19. There we go, something like that. Okay, now I want to show y'all something here. I want to show y'all how easy this is. I'm going to take a yellow highlighter, X, X. P of X. And here's P of X. Now we're going to do the mean right now. We're going to do the mean, and you can do it by hand or you can do it on a calculator. I'm going to do it by hand with y'all because I don't want to give anybody any ammunition to be confused. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to rewrite everything I just rewrote. Everything I wrote, X and Y. I'm sorry, not Y. P of X is my algebra coming out. And 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 0.01, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3, and 0.19. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, when I do these, I do this like money, so I don't have to use a calculator. All right? So get used to it. All right, now what does our formula say? I'm going to go back. Our formula says the mean is equal to, or let's go down here. The mean is equal to the summation of X times what? P of X. So that means I got to multiply the X times what? P of X. Now I'm going to let y'all do that while I'm coloring with my highlighters.
You're gonna
So
think
what
I'm
is?
stupid. As long as I've been in this class, you're gonna think I'm stupid as hell for asking this question.
Mhm.
That when you wrote that formula down to bottom, it's saying summation of the event times X times the probability of X.
Yeah.
See, that just confuses. I don't like all these fair thingies.
Okay. Well, I didn't either. When I was banging my head up against the wall back in 1989, or whenever I was at Tri-County Tech, I know exactly how you feel.
Ooh.
So what you have to do is you have to rewrite it like you want to. So you go down here and you say to yourself, mean is equal to adding up all x times p of x's. There you go. And that's your way around it. So I've got to make a column here called x times what?
X times P of X.
So I'm going to do it. Now this, I want everybody to watch this because it's not very difficult. 0 times anything is what?
0.
1 times anything is anything. So 1 times 0.2 is 0.2. All right. I'm going to make this 30 cents. What's 2 times 30 cents?
0.6 or 0.60.
2 times 30 cents?
60 cents.
60 cents. Lord, I done got all screwed up trying to.
What is 3?
90 cents.
0.9.
90 cents. And then, now be careful here. 4 times 20 cents is 80, minus 4 is 76. So that's 76.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do to all of those x times p of x? What are you going to do? Add them up. Now, I'm going to do that in my head because it's not that bad. 76 cents and 90 cents is $1.66.
$2.46.
$2.46. Y'all check me.
I got it. Is that N? That's not N though, right?
That's the mean. Right? What does it say right here? Mean is equal to adding up all the x times p of x's. So our mean is $2.46 or 2.46. Now I want everybody to write that down and highlight it. I'm going to highlight that green because green means answer. And that's what you're going to be wanting on a test. Because this is what you need to be able to do. Now I'm going to show you how to do it on a calculator. And you're going to find out how to do it on a calculator.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Am I the only person that has gained like the freshman 15?
I don't know.
I don't know.
These people won't even talk to me. You think they're going to tell you?
It's been rough, I'm telling you.
These people won't even talk. You might get Mr. Mance to say something or Hunia, but I doubt you'll get to other people. You might get Miss Gill to talk to you, but the rest of them, they ain't going to talk to you. They won't even talk to me. All right. Now I'm going to write the formula for the variance. And I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to rewrite so I'm going to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0.01, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3, and 0.19. And P of X. Now I want you to look at this formula. Variance is equal to the summation of x squared times P of X minus mu squared. And we do have mu from the previous page. Mu is equal to what? 2.46, Hubert. That's right. Okay, so now I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to take my blue because we're going to do all different colors here. My P of X
Squared.
is right here.
All right, mu.
And my mu is yellow. We got that. What's the only thing we don't have? Okay, somebody needs to turn their volume down. I don't mind your mic being on. There, thank you. Okay, starting to have, you ever put two cell phones close to each other and say hello?
That's what it sounded like.
Oh my gosh, it goes hello, 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 hello. Okay, what do we not have? Somebody tell me what we don't have in the formula.
The summation of x squared.
Well, you got half of it right. We don't have x squared. Okay, we do the summation later. We don't have, here's the formula right here. We don't have x squared. So what does that mean? That means we got to go up here and we got to form a column and we got to call it what?
X squared.
Now, this is not rocket science, people. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. And 4 squared is 16. Now, the reason I keep saying this is not rocket science, I did it this morning in the Math 120 10 class. I'm trying to show everybody that this is the time for you to make an A+ on this test, because this is not difficult. All right, so please don't mess it up. All right, so now I'm going to take my orange highlighter, and now we've got x squared.
And it equals 30.
Okay, now what are we going to do? What does please excuse my dear Aunt Sally say? What do we do first?
Parentheses.
So we got to do these guys first. So
30.
wait a minute, I got to multiply these two columns together, because that's what multiplication means.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm in the
That's
wrong.
all right. I get that. I got that this morning, and I'm gonna get it tomorrow morning too. All right. So I'm gonna add another column, and somebody tell me what we're gonna call this column.
Parentheses.
X squared times what?
P of x.
There you go. So I want y'all to do that. Now, come on, people. 0 times 0.01 is 0. 1 times 0.2 is 2. I think y'all can use your multiplication tables and using cents, and I think you can do it, except for that last one. You should be able to do it in your head. All right? 0 times 0.01 is 0. X squared times P of x. What's 1 times 20 cent? 20 cent. 4 times 30 cent is $1.20. 9 times 30 cent is $2.70. Now, you can actually do this one.
Why do you add the zeros instead of just leaving it as a regular decimal?
I'm doing it as money so you will see it. I'm trying to get y'all to do it by money. Y'all do money in y'all's heads. I know I do.
That's that common core math shit, ain't it?
No, that's just, I hate to tell you, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. It's called common sense. All right. 9 times 30 is $1.20 or $2.70. Now watch this. I'm going to do 16 in my head times 20. Because 19 is a little bit off 20. 16 times 20 is 320. 320 minus 16 is
304.
304. That should be 304. Somebody check me.
It is.
And now what are we going to do?
Add them up.
We're going to add it up. So somebody, let's see, 340, that'd be 574, 694, 704, 714. Somebody check me. I may be wrong because I did it in my head.
$7.14.
All right, so I go over here and I say equals or gives us $7.14 minus $2.46 raised to the second power. And that you can do in your calculator.
$21.90.
Now, hold on now. You're not going to take 7 minus 4 and get 21.
No, but I took 7 minus 4 and got
Wait a
7
minute.
minus. No, I took 7 minus 2.46 and got 4.68. But you said square it.
No, square the 2.46.
Oh.
And I think you did it. I think you did too much.
Yeah,
Okay.
I squared the answer of
Yeah.
those two together.
So it should be around $3. What is it? Should be less than $4. I don't know.
I don't know. I got 6.5.
Okay, y'all look here. I want to ask y'all something. What's 2 squared?
4.
What's 7 minus 4?
3.
So you know, common sense wise, that your answer should be around $3. So do it again and see what you get.
7.14.
Minus parentheses, 2.46 squared, close parentheses.
Wait, okay. Delete. Squared, close parentheses, $1.08.
That could be right. Somebody check me and tell me what it comes out to be. I'll just
$1.08 is what I got.
just forget it because Mr. Kid's the only one that's going to talk to me. So
I got that
That's
too.
what I got. I got $1.08.
That's right.
thank you. That's it then. Minus, this is how you type it in, parentheses, 2.46 raised to the second power. Oops, don't do that. Delete, parentheses, and that is right. Thank you. Now, somebody tell me what that is. That's the what?
The variance.
The variance. Variance is equal to, what'd y'all get, 1.08? 1.0884. 884. Now, take the square root of 1.0884, and that's your standard deviation. So raise that to the 0.5 power, and that is your standard deviation. 1.0884 raised to the 0.5 power is equal to 1.043264 ... Now, I'm going to take my highlighter, my green highlighter, because green means important, and I'm going to put a green square or quadrilateral, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, now what is all this?
Me.
I can't see it, but what is all this that you wrote down at the bottom there?
What is the relationship between the standard deviation and the variance?
I don't remember.
From chapter 1, chapter 3, we did like 5,000 problems.
When you raise it to the 5th power?
0.5 power, yes. Take the square root, and that is the standard deviation. And this is your variance.
It's funny. I can remember all the stuff I've been through in medical school and everything else, but you asked me to remember something like this? Forget
You
about
want me
it.
to tell you why? Do you want me to tell you why?
Because it's second nature for me to do it in like saving somebody's life. It's second nature. It's what I do every day.
And plus you haven't had enough math to enjoy it. And you can't
I do not enjoy math, period. I'm going to go ahead and make that a point. There is nothing enjoyable about math.
Hey, I'm going to say this one more time. When I was at Tri-County Tech, I could not add fractions. And I had the orange foam ear things with the white styrofoam. I had that on my ears. So I don't want to hear it. All right. So let's do another one. I'm gonna let y'all do this one. And I'm gonna make it easy.
And
Hopefully,
what,
I won't mess it up.
quick question, what did you call all of this that we just did? The probability distribution?
Finding the mean and the standard deviation of a probability distribution.
Okay, is that 6.2?
6.1.
All right,
Finding the
variance,
mean
standard deviation.
and
Of-
standard, well, mean, variance, and standard deviation of a probability distribution.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do another one. And once you do this one and have that one in your notes, you should be able to do most of the homework on 6.1. P of X.
Yeah, but you know, they word it completely different than you do, so that's what throws
Yeah.
us off for a loop.
Two.
They should let you write this program.
No, I don't, my nose is not in the air enough for me to write stuff like that. All right, so 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, and let's see, that's 0.1, that's 0.6, 7 to 0.3. First, you need to check it to make sure that it is a probability distribution. I can tell you right now that all of these are between 0 and 1. So you need to add them up to make sure that they equal to 1. What if they don't? Then you put cannot be done.
Okay.
But they're not going to give you anything like that on test. They're just going to ask you. They're not going to ask you to solve it if it's not any good. Now I want you to find the mean and the standard deviation. I'll put the formulas up here in the top right-hand corner. Mean is equal to the summation of x times p of x. And the variance is equal to the summation of x squared times p of x minus e squared. And the standard deviation is equal to the square root of the variance, or the variance raised to the 0.5 power. Okay, so take a minute or two and work on those. And then I will show you how to do it on your calculator. Hold on a second. While y'all are working, I gotta go help a student out. Is that Miss Hawthorne? Yeah, Hollister. Miss Hollister. I got students taking a calculus class, and I'm in a calculus test tonight.
That can't be, you can't,
What?
when I added up, maybe I did it wrong.
Well, 0.3 and 0.3 is 0.6.
Yeah, you can't even.
7, 8, 9, and 10. It should be okay.
0 plus 0.2 plus 6 plus 1.2 is 2.3. Okay, $2.03.
All right, I'm gonna check it myself.
I had a brain fart. Was thinking it had to equal up to 1.
It does. 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 0.1 plus 0.3. 1. So it does equal 1, so we know it's okay. So what do you do next?
I did something wrong. I got to. I did something wrong.
You might be hitting a multiplication button or something.
You have a work email.
0 plus 0.2 plus 0.6 plus 0.3 plus 1.2 is still 2.3.
Where are you getting 1.2?
4 times 0.3.
Oh, you're doing the third. I thought you were checking to see if it equals to 1. I didn't know you were doing the next step.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused. So
Sorry.
so it's the P of X is what we need to
P of X.
make sure equals 1, right?
This column right here is supposed to equal 1. The first,
Okay.
the second column. Okay. So 0 times anything is 0. 1 times 0.2 is 0.2. 2 times 30 cent is 60 cent. 3 times 10 cent is 30 cent. And 4 times 30 cent is $1.20. And $1.20, $1.50, 2.10. I got 2.30.
Yeah, that's what I got.
So that's
2.3
equal
add a
to
0.
mu. So I'm going to take my handy dandy green highlighter and highlight that because that's a test question done. Now let's move on to the second variance. So I'm going to need a x squared column. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to do an x squared column. Now, why am I making it so small? Well, x squared is not that big of a deal. 0, 1, 4, 9, and 16. And then my next column is going to be x squared times what?
P squared.
P of
X.
P of x. So the first 2 or 3 I can do by hand. 0 times 0.1 is 0. 1 times 0.2 is 0.2. 4 times 30 cent is $1.20. 9 times 10 cent is 0.9. And 16 times 30 cent is $4.80.
Oh, I hate it when you do it with money because it confuses the shit out of me.
I have been teaching 25 years, and you are the first person to tell me that that confuses you.
Where did you get the 10 cent from?
Right here, 10 cent.
See, that just confuses
You're
me.
telling me that you've never did money in your head before?
I don't do money in my head.
Okay, well, I'm used to doing money in my head. 480 times $1.20 is what? $6. $6.90. I got $7.10. Somebody see what you get.
That's what I got.
Give me a second there to make sure because I did it in my head.
$7.10, yeah.
Okay, got 2 people confirming, so that must mean it's right. All right, so now the variance says that $7.10 right there. So variance is equal to $7.10 minus $2.30 squared, and I need somebody to do that for me, please. But I do know that 2 squared is 4. 7 minus 4 is $3. So I know it's going to be less than $3.
$1.81.
Say again?
Did you say it's gonna be at least $3?
Lower than $3, less than $3.
$1.81.
All right, what'd y'all get? Everybody got that?
That's what I got 2.
Okay, now the standard deviation is equal to 1.81 to the 0.5 power. And somebody give me that, and we'll just do 2 digits. I'm not gonna.
1.34.
And there are your variance and standard deviation. Variance is equal to 1.81, and the standard deviation is equal to 1.34. Now let's do it on the calculator.
Oh,
So
I thought you'd never say let's do it on the calculator, because these columns are what I understand what you're doing, but I get mixed up.
you got to do practice. All right, here's the calculator. Now, somebody tell me, I'm going to move this over a little bit. Somebody tell me what that looks like right there, those 2 columns right there. What does that look like? Looks like X and Y, doesn't
X and Y.
it? Yeah. So we can go to Stat, Edit, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to delete that one and delete that one. And I'm going to go over to the next column. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, 0.3. Somebody check me, make sure I didn't mess up. Okay, y'all ready? I'm going to make this big so y'all can't screw it up. All right, I got everything punched in. Go to Stat, Calculate, First Variable Statistic. Oh, wait a minute. Go to Second Variable Statistic. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see if this will take L2. Second, L2, yeah. Put L1 and L2 in there and calculate. And second 2 is your L2. Look there. Our mean is 2.3. And our standard deviation is 1.34.
Hang on. Stat. Calculate. Did you say hit second various stats or the first various
Hit
stat?
first variable and put L2 in the frequency spot.
I don't have a frequency spot. Shit. All right, here's this.
Hit first variable statistic, hit enter.
Enter.
You already done it. No, something's
wrong.
Hold on. So you're going to have to clear everything out.
Always me, the old woman in the class that has problems.
I got one in each class that has problems with their calculator.
Because I'm old.
Yeah, and we just ought to get rid of you.
Yep. Go ahead and take me out behind the barn and put me out of my misery.
Yep. Now go back to your where it says first variables. Let me just do it with you.
I cleared out my points and all.
Okay, I'm clearing out. Okay, put your points in.
0, 1, stat, enter. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Point
Tell me when you're
1,
ready.
point 2, point 3, point 1, point 3. stat, calculate.
Okay, now watch what I do here. Calculate, first variable statistic. You have the screen right here next. Do you not have that?
No, it pops to this.
Okay, type in parentheses. Type in parentheses. I'm going to show you what to type in. Parentheses, second, 1, comma, second, 2, close parentheses.
Enter.
Yep, to go to calculate. And
Okay.
it should give you, hopefully, hold on, second. Hold on, I got to get mine back fixed. It should give you these numbers.
It does.
Hallelujah.
And scroll down and
So
it gives me the
2.3, X bar is your mean, and sigma is 1.34. Now, what about variance? How do I get the variance?
X bar is
From
equal to
sigma.
mean. Sigma is you round.
That's the standard deviation.
Sigma is the standard deviation. You just square it by 0.5.
No, that's the other way. What if you go in the reverse way?
You don't take the square root.
No, you do the opposite of the square root. If you're going back this way to get the variance, you're given the standard deviation. I'm trying to get there. Hold on. All right. If you're going back this way, if you're given the standard deviation and you don't know the variance, somebody tell me what to do to go from the standard deviation to the variance. Not the square root, but what's the opposite of the square root? Somebody tell me, what's the opposite of the square root?
Square.
You square it. 62405, and you square it. And somebody do that for me. And you should get the same number that, what was it, 1.81?
Uh-huh.
What do you get?
1.345362405.
Raised to the
Squared.
second power.
1.81.
There you go. So if you are going to use your calculator, now somebody with a newer calculator, I don't think mine is new. Mine is a TI 84 plus, and it does not give me the variance. So I think all of you, if you use your calculator, you're going to have to take that 1.345 and raise it to the second power. Okay, there's one more thing I want to show you. And this will conclude 6.1. The mean can also be called in real life, in a lot of business and insurance, the mean of a probability distribution can also be called in real life, like in insurance, the expected, and gambling, the expected value. Now that's the SAT question right there. Expected value. In real world, instead of asking for the mean, like in insurance, they'll ask for the expected value. It's just the same thing. You take the event times the probability of the event, and you add them all together, the event, and you add them all together, and that is your expected value. Except /mean. Except they're going to want you to think in terms of money. Here is the question that you will see on a test.
Money makes the world go round.
Yep, and you have to learn how to do it in your head.
Oh, I
Are
can
you
count
gonna
big
fail-
money in my
are you
head,
gonna
but don't
fail
ask
in
me to
life?
do no counting back
And you're
change.
going to end up in a
Oh,
ditch.
yeah. I'm
in a
not gonna be
box.
dead in a ditch. I don't gotta count money in my field. Thank you.
All right, there you go. Here's the question, write it down.
Oh, Lord.
And I would highly suggest that you write it word for word so you don't forget it when you're doing a test. Whether it be a standardized test or a,
in here. You're freezing me to damn death. Mm-mm.
so get that, and it's real simple. You just got to know what's positive and what's negative.
See what I mean about all the words?
Yep. But the one that really counts is the last sentence. Compute the expected value for the what? Insurance company. So that means that the payment of $530, when you write a check to the insurance company for $530, a yearly premium or payment, whatever you want to call it, that is considered positive money to the insurance company. And that means that you are living. Why?
It's a negative
Because
when
the
they have to
opposite
pay
of
out,
living
right?
is dead. Okay, this is life insurance. Now, I want somebody to tell me the possibilities in life insurance. You either dead
Or alive.
or alive. There is no, we haven't messed that up yet. All right, we've messed up everything else, but you either dead or you alive, and mankind has not messed that up yet. There is no in between. All right, so if you are alive, that means your probability is 0.99791. And it says that in the what? In the question. Survive the year is 0.9971. So if you're setting up your table, this is survive, this is dead. Now let me ask you a question. If you're working at an insurance company and somebody dies that you sold a policy to, how do you look at that claim? Is that a positive or a negative?
Negative.
Because you got to pay out $250,000. But the check may say $250,000, but your company technically, as long as Jane Smith goes, the company has actually only lost $249,470. Somebody tell me why that's not $250,000 for the insurance company.
Because she only made one payment.
She made one payment of $530, which is in the insurance company's pocket. So in their eyes, they may be writing a check for $250,000, but they're only losing $249,470.
Question. Kind of a dumb question. Question is, because I don't understand life insurance. If you purchase life insurance today and you die 2 days from now, if you've made that one payment, do they have to pay it out?
Yes, but the maturity may not be what you want it to be.
Right.
It depends on what kind of maturity you get. If you get an instant maturity, then if you die tomorrow, you get $250,000. But some mutual life and policies, it might be worth $10,000 a week from now. 20 months from now, it may be worth $25,000. 20 years from now, it may be worth $125,000. It depends on which one you buy.
Compute. This is a long question.
Okay, now this
Don't
right
take
here
it down.
is X, and this right here is probability of X. Now, I'm going to give you a couple more seconds.
Ridiculous. How much?
Y'all got it written down?
No, not yet.
And I know we're a little bit over, but it's not going to kill you. I've already taken the roll, so all we got to do is finish this problem.
Survives. Dies. 530. P of X. 0.99791. 0.00209. 530 minus 250,000 is equal to 294,470.
Have you got the words written down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy. And here is your X, and here is your P of X. So if I want to do my X times P of X, I just make another column and call it X times P of X. So I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator and I'm going to go, or you can do it in your calculator. Let's do it. Stat, calculate, or edit, sorry. And I'm going to call this 530. And this is going to be negative 249.70. Oh, shoot, I can't use the negative on the keyboard. Let's breathe. Give me a second. I have to use the mouse. I'm sorry. Negative 249.470. And there. And I'm going to hit delete, delete, delete. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type in 0.99791 and negative and 0.00209. And delete, delete, delete. And now I'm going to go to stat. And if you have that older calculator, you're going to hit first variable statistic and you're going to type in parentheses, second, one, comma, second, two, close parentheses, and enter.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit calculate. And what did I get for X bar? $7.50. Now this is real simple. If your answer, if the expected value comes out to be positive, that means it's gain, it's a profit. If the expected value comes out to be negative, that means it's a what? A loss. So make sure you make that note. This is a gain because it's $7.50. You're really not worried about the $7.50. All you're worried about is that it's positive. So that means for the insurance company, this transaction is a gain for the insurance company because it's a positive $7.50. Okay, that's enough for today. That's 6.1. So that means you need to be working on 6.1 homework and send in questions for Thursday. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Boy, Mr. Mance he was gone.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
Bye.
I think I'm
Thank
going to
you.
go lay down. See y'all.